Hello guys, today we're going to talk about discrete and continuous functions. A discrete unit is indivisible. What does this mean? It means that if it is divided, then what results would not exist. For example, half of a person is not a person. So if I tried to divide a person in half, they would no longer exist. We count things that are discrete. A collection of discrete units will have only certain parts. For example, if I started off with a group of 10 people, there's only a certain way that I could divide those people into groups. I can put them into halves, I can put them into groups of 5, or I can put them as a whole group of 10. But for instance, I could not put them into a third of a group because it would not divide evenly. On the other hand, a continuous function means that we go from one point to another without a break, kind of like the line here. We go from point A to point B without the line breaking. For a continuous function, there is nothing to count. As you go from A to B, the line continues without a break. Since the length of A to B is continuous, we could take any part we please. For example, we could take half the line, a third of the line, 2/3, 3.27, 8.5, it does not matter. So when things are continuous, it means that it can come in parts, whether it be fractional or decimal. Therefore, we say continuous functions are things that we measure. Okay, so discrete are things that we count, continuous are things that we measure. The graphs also look different. A discrete graph will just be made up of coordinates that do not connect together, and a continuous will be things that do connect. So if we look at this, this is saying the number of runs and the inning. So this is a baseball question. So here it has 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. These are the only values that exist because I can make 1 run or 2 runs, but I could not make 1.5 runs. So that's why we could not connect these dots. Has to be a whole number. But here, if we're talking about distance and time, I could run 1 mile or 2 miles, but also in between that, I could run 1.5 or 1.75 miles. So this is continuous all the way through. Let's take a look at some examples. Here's your hint. You're going to tell me if the item that is listed is continuous or discrete. You should ask yourself, is this something that I will count or measure? A stack of coins, is it continuous or discrete? You said discrete, you are correct. You could count the number of coins. The distance between here to the moon, continuous, because we would measure the distance. A bag of apples. This is discrete because we could count the apples. Applesauce. This is continuous because we could measure the applesauce, but we cannot count it. A dozen eggs. Discrete because we could count the eggs. 60 minutes. Continuous. Time is always continuous. Pearls on a necklace. Discrete because we could count them. The area of a circle. Continuous because we would measure.